Hey there, good morning. Guess what? I'm finally able to get back onto Facebook. And we're doing a live session on money. I had to jimmy rig my home office here and my lighting is not working well and I couldn't use Facebook. So anyway, I'm still doing a little session today on financial success and achieving more. So just let me know if you can hear me and see me. Just hit the like or the love button that you can hear me and see me. And as I mentioned, I've been having an issue with going on live on Facebook. So thanks for hitting the like and love button. Here's a question for you. Do you want to have more financial success? Do you want to have more financial success? Yes or no? Just type in yes or no in the chat. I'm going to be sharing with you some key things that I've discovered about achieving financial success. And I know that a lot of people talk about it, a lot of people want it, but not a lot of people know how to achieve financial success. And so I'm going to be talking about financial success. And so let me know if the lighting is okay. I've got this big bright light in front of me. Here's a question for you. Thanks, Dave. How much income would you love to earn in the next 6 months? How much income would you love to earn in the next 6 months? Type in a number. And I'm going to talk with you about a financial plan, but it's very, very different than what you're probably used to. Okay? So how much do you want to earn? Do you want to earn a total of $10,000, $50,000, $100,000, $250,000, $1 million? Money is just a number, right? Now the question is, how do you create a financial plan to actually achieve it? Most people are not really good at financial planning, and you're all pretty aware that without a plan, they say if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So a couple of things to be aware of. Thank you, Karen. That's nice. It looks yellowish on my face. Hey, Simon Acedo, how are you, my dear cousin? So we're talking about financial planning. A lot of people think about, financial plan is the one that you sit with your financial planner and you create, here's my path to getting to income that I want. A lot of people don't understand the entire picture of financial planning. And there are 3 key components to creating your financial plan, all right? So number 1 is your mindset. Whenever we're setting a financial goal, whether it's for $10,000 or $50,000 or $100,000, it doesn't make a difference. We're using our conscious mind, our deductive reasoning, part of our brain, our ability to choose this or that and determine why, use the logical part of our brain. We use our imagination. And that is all fine and dandy, but whenever we set a goal that involves hitting a financial number that we haven't yet achieved, the question is, what happens if a part of your mindset, like your subconscious mind, feels that there's a chance of failure? There's a chance of losing money. There's a chance of being embarrassed, ashamed, ridiculed, or judged. What do you think happens when you have a financial goal and you don't have a strategy as well for dealing with any of the mental or emotional obstacles that are in your way? And you may ask, well, what kind of mental or emotional obstacles? Well, if you don't feel you're worthy of achieving that financial goal, or you don't have the knowledge or the skills to achieve that goal, or you have some limiting beliefs around achieving that goal, like you're too young or too old, you don't have enough time, you're too Asian or Caucasian, it doesn't matter. Whenever we have a conscious goal that is either contradicting or doesn't match up, doesn't align with our subconscious conditioning, we will do what Fabian beautifully said over there, is we'll self-sabotage. And the question is, how do we self-sabotage? The number 1 way we self-sabotage is we procrastinate. And we don't do the things that are necessary to achieve that goal. That's number one. Number two is we'll rationalize. And if you ask yourself, what is the word rationalize? It's actually two words combined together, rational and lies. We start to tell ourselves rational lies why we're not going to take action or why it's not the right time. Does this make sense so far? I've got a whole bunch of notes here. And so when we have conscious goals that are different or out of alignment with our subconscious conditioning around our knowledge or skills, our limiting beliefs, our fears, or our self-esteem, we will sabotage the behaviors required in order to take the action consistently to achieve those goals. So one of the things that is critical when you are setting financial goals is you also have to create subconscious alignment. When we are not in alignment with the financial goals that we want to achieve, whether it's a daily, monthly, yearly income, a net worth, a retirement number, then guess what happens? We're going to have one foot on the gas and one foot on the brakes. So that's number one. And hi there, Julie Zanferlin. Julie's one of our top students who's an amazing woman from South America. I want to say hi, Julie. So number one is you have to get conscious and subconscious alignment. If that makes sense, hit the like or the love button for me, all right? I've got like 4 points I want to cover today. And for those of you who are just joining, I haven't been able to go on Facebook Live on my computer, and so I just decided to do a Facebook Live right now on my cell phone and got it to work out, and Jimmy rigged some lighting here. And so good, this is making sense. So that's number one. Number two is every one of us has something called a hidden money story. And so what is a hidden money story? What is even a money story? And the answer is, it's the story we tell ourselves, and it's the relationship that we have with money, with what is money, how much is it worth, how much am I worth in the marketplace, what should I earn, how much should I pay for a hotel room or an airline ticket, how much should I tip on a restaurant bill or clothes or whatever it is that we do. Every single decision that we make around money is made up by something called our money story. Some people believe that you have to work really hard for money. Other people believe that only super intelligent people make money. Other people believe that in order to make money, you have to really, go to college and do really well in college. The entire relationship that we have learned from our parents and our experiences around money formulates how we behave around money, formulates our financial set point of what we believe that we should earn, could earn, can earn now and in the future. And so we have these beliefs and these expectations in our brain subconsciously around the whole story with money. And so if you want to achieve more income, you have to change your money story. And without your money story changed, you're just going to keep repeating the same patterns over and over again. I want to share something with you. Many years ago, when I was building RE/MAX of Indiana, many of you know that my first company was RE/MAX of Indiana, and I started from scratch. I was in a little, executive office suite. And by the way, my team is putting up a link right now. I'm going to be doing a live training called Money Squared, the Neuroscience of Financial Success in San Diego. And I'm only going to be teaching a maximum of 30 people. I usually teach, 500, 1,000, 5,000 people. I'm doing a very small training for 2 full days from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on how to double and triple your income. If you want more information, click on the link below and you can at least get some information to have us consider you coming to San Diego for me to teach you. But let me come back to the story. When I was building RE/MAX of Indiana, we had built the company to $1 billion a year in sales. And then we got stuck in 1992. And I was wondering, why did we get stuck when we were doing so much training, when we were doing, so much planning with our real estate agents. And what I didn't realize then at the time, until I started thinking about why were people getting stuck, for the most part, people are getting stuck because they hit their financial glass ceiling. Everybody believes that they're able to achieve a certain level of income. There's something called a declarative belief, and a belief is nothing more than a neural pattern that's been reinforced in our brain. So if we believe that we can earn $30,000 or $50,000 or $100,000 a year consciously, but we're wired and programmed to achieve less, we will almost always achieve what we are conditioned or programmed to achieve. And until we reset our financial set point and our deserving level and our financial blueprint, the hidden one in our subconscious mind, we just keep earning about the same amount of income every day, every week, every month, every year. And so what we did back in 1992 is we started to work with a bunch of our real estate agents over a 6-month period of time to retrain their brains. In addition to setting goals, which is great, and creating plans, which is great, we started to focus on helping them create a retraining program for their brain to reset their financial set point. And the initial test with the first 75 real estate agents that I worked with was they increased our sales by $100 million in just 6 months. Then when we applied that to the rest of our agents in our company, we ended up increasing our sales from $1.2 billion to $4.5 billion a year. Not by teaching them more knowledge and skills on how to sell real estate. It was by teaching them how to get the alignment between their conscious and their subconscious mind. And so what is possible when you get that alignment is that you start to think and believe and behave differently. And think about this, why do lottery winners buy tickets? In some cases, they win the lottery, and then they lose the money within, 1 or 2 or 3 years, 87% of them. It's because our brain is consistently causing us to think, feel, and behave in ways that matches our subconscious financial expectancy point. It almost is like a thermostat. If you think about a thermostat in your room that you're in or in your car, and you set it to 70 degrees or 22 Celsius, and hot air or cold air comes into the room, there's a little mechanism on the thermostat called a cybernetic mechanism. It's a control and response mechanism that is in machines and humans, in some machines and humans. Anytime there's a deviation from what the programming is, a signal is sent to the control center to turn up the air or the heat until the set program is met. So when a lottery winner wins all this money and then they buy new cars and a new home and they start traveling, they give money to charities and their friends, the outside results don't match the internal map of reality and their financial set point. So they start to sabotage all of the success until there's a match between their subconscious expectation point. That's why musicians who reach this stardom, in many cases, sabotage it. That's why highly successful people sabotage it. That's why lottery winners sabotage it. Whenever there's a mismatch between the conscious, goal-seeking, desiring part of the brain and the subconscious conditioning, subconscious wins almost every single time. Our brain is consistently making sure that our outside world of results match our internal subconscious map of reality. So when we started working with the agents in RE/MAX of Indiana, we started to help them change the conditioning, the programming, the neural networks at the subconscious level, and income went up. So part of what I'm going to be doing at our live event in San Diego for 30 people only. I haven't done only 30 people for probably 18 years or 15 years. I've done a lot of live events. I haven't done an event in 4 years. And so if you want to be one of the people that we consider, take a look at the notification link that we put in there and sign up, and we'll connect back with you. And I will be helping 30 people double, triple their income in the next 6 to 12 months is my goal. I got a couple more notes here to share with you. Number one, is understanding the 4 obstacles. I touched upon it before, but I want to help you understand a little bit about the neuroscience of these obstacles. And let me ask you a question. By the way, before I ask you a question, if you like this, hit the share button, all right? And then I'm going to ask you a question. What do you think are the 4 obstacles that get in people's way? There's not 100, there's really only 4 major ones. Maybe you can help me out. I shared them before. And so tell me, what do you believe are the 4 obstacles that can get in your way? And when we talk about financial planning, right? We're talking about you can't just create a plan for how you're going to make more money. Tammy Delaney, you got that right. Fear is one of them. So somebody make a note, right? Fear is one of them. Nilanjana, thinking you don't deserve a lot. So self-esteem, self-worth, self-image. So Julie, fear. So Dawn, limiting beliefs, right? So self-esteem, self-worth, fears, limiting beliefs. What's the other one? So self-talk, yep, that Felicia, self-esteem, self-talk, so negative or disempowering self-talk. Confidence is one. Let me share with you one of the big ones, right? It's skills. You just don't have the necessary skills to go from where you are to where you want to be. But even when you have the skills, if you have limiting beliefs, then you're not going to apply the skills. If you have a limiting belief that you're too young or too old or there's not enough time, what do you think that's doing inside your brain? The limiting belief is the lens by which you see and experience the world. The limiting belief is a neural network that causes your brain to see and to perceive things. So if you think about this, if limiting beliefs cause you to perceive the world in a certain way, and limiting beliefs delete or distort any information, or it causes you to sabotage, even starting to achieve your goals, what do you think will happen if you remove the limiting belief and you replace it with an empowering belief? If a belief is nothing more than a neural pattern in the brain, then is there a way to deactivate the negative or disempowering patterns and activate and reinforce the new empowering patterns that you want? The answer is, of course there is. So I'll be teaching at the event, by the way, all the latest methodologies to create empowering beliefs. Number 2, we talked about fear. So let's say you want to make an extra $10,000 a month or $100,000 a month. It doesn't matter. If you have a fear of failure, right? So what is fear? Fear is a subconscious trigger to protect you. For what? So if you have a fear of failing, then you're going to deactivate your motivational center. You're going to procrastinate. You're not going to do what it takes, because failure for most people means pain, suffering, and discomfort. Failure means either emotional, mental, physical, financial, pain, discomfort, or suffering. And so if your brain is wired, and it is, to avoid pain, to avoid discomfort, do you think you're actually going to take action every single day when a fear of failure is holding you back? No way. No way. What about a fear of succeeding and then failing again? What about a fear of trying your best and disappointing yourself or loved ones? What about fears of being embarrassed, ashamed, ridiculed, or judged? There are 50 different types of fears, and every one of us has subconscious patterns around these fears that cause us, cause you, cause me to put the brakes on taking action. So if we have self-esteem, self-worth issues that don't align with the amount of money we want to make or the wealth we want to accumulate, if we have limiting beliefs that are holding us back, if we have fears that are holding us back. We may have the goals, but unless you include, all right, in your financial plan, how to deal with the obstacles and how to overcome them, you're just going to have a financial plan. But if you don't understand the mechanics, the neuroscience and the neuropsychology of what actually prevents you from taking action consistently, you're going to have, big goals and dreams and hope and prayer, but the chances of you actually achieving your goals is really not going to be that great. So if you want to learn how to really master financial goal achievement instead of just having financial goals, just click on the link that my team put there for you. I'll be doing a 2-day, this is a workshop. This isn't a Sage on the Stage. This is learn, apply, learn, apply, learn, apply, and you'll be leaving with a blueprint for your mindset, your skill set, and your action set. Everything I teach involves those 3 things: mindset, skill set, and action set. So you have actually a plan to follow, not only to earn more money, not only to overcome the mental or emotional obstacles, but a plan to follow to be able to double or triple your income in the next 6 to 12 months, obviously depending on where you're at. And for some people that'll be really easy, for other people it'll be a little more challenging, but the plan is the easiest part of the equation. There's another thing that I want to talk about that very, very few people ever learn. I've got about 5 more minutes. When we're talking about money, most people don't have an understanding of money. Money is just a means of exchange. You can sell somebody money. There are 5 pillars you must understand. First pillar is earning more money. First pillar is earning more money. And when were you ever taught how to earn 2, 3, 4, 5 times more income? Right? Where were you ever taught that? It's a skill to learn how to think differently and how to level up your earning potentiality. At the event, I'm going to be teaching the 5 pillars of financial success. I'm going to make sure that everybody leaves with their plan for that. But earning more money is a skill. That's number 1. 2 is you've got to learn how to manage the money that's coming in. And very few people have really good money management skills. Most people don't keep track of how much money comes in and how much goes out and what's the excess, and they just don't do it. Number 3 is how do you invest money? Like, how do you invest money? Like, what should you do to invest money? And there are techniques for investing money. And then number 4 is how do you protect any of your wealth, whether it's your real estate, your stock portfolio, or any other wealth you have. And then number 5 is debt. There is good debt and there is bad debt, right? Good debt and bad debt. How do you get out of debt? Most people don't have a plan to get out of the bad debt. They don't know how to leverage good debt. And so when we're talking about money, you've got to raise your financial literacy and you've got to change your behaviors if you're serious about making more money, if you're serious about retiring comfortably and living a great lifestyle. And so those are a whole bunch of points that I wanted to share with you about a different way to think of financial planning. It's not just sitting with a financial planner going, here's the investments you should make, right? You've got to really dive deeper into understanding you, understanding money, understanding your money blueprint, and understanding how to remove the obstacles that are in your way so that you can actually have a streamlined way that's logical, smart, and doable and achievable to achieve your financial goals and dreams. And so I haven't done an event in 4 years. This will be my first one. I'm going to do it small. I'm going to share the best of what I have learned about making a lot of money and some of my money making skills with everybody, but also the inner game stuff. There's an outer game and an inner game stuff. So there's a link below this video. If you want to find out more about the event, it's going to happen here in San Diego next month, so that the next 6 months of your life will be the best ones financially and in every other way. All right? There's the session I did today for you. I was able to get on my mobile phone, and hopefully I can get my computer to work with Facebook. If you enjoyed this, share and leave me your comments below. Have an awesome, awesome, awesome day, everyone. Bye now.